A rancher found a 6-inch skeleton in Chile's driest place. No one knew what it was. October 2003. A farmhand working near the ghost town of La Noria, deep in the Atacama desert, uncovered something in a cloth bundle buried beneath the soil. The object was small, impossibly small. A humanoid figure, desiccated and intact, no more than 6 inches tall. He brought it to a local collector. That collector kept it in his home for years. No one outside that circle knew it existed. The skeleton remained hidden, in drawers, in private collections, whispered about, never verified. For a decade, the object circulated among UFO researchers and fringe scientists, each adding their own interpretation. None of them had access to the thing itself. None of them could prove what it was. The gap between speculation and evidence was absolute. Then in 2013, a UFO researcher named James Mawson obtained the specimen. He brought it to a laboratory in Barcelona. For the first time, the object underwent formal analysis. X-rays were taken, tissue samples were extracted, DNA was sequenced. The scientific process, however slow, had finally begun. What the lab found was unexpected. The skeleton showed no evidence of deformity or disease. The proportions, the skull-to-body ratio, the spine, the pelvis, were humanoid but not quite human. The bones were dense. The age of the remains suggested it had been in the ground for perhaps 1,000 years. Radiocarbon dating placed it between 2400 and 2200 BCE. The DNA results complicated everything. The analysts found human DNA, but they also found something else: anomalies in the sequence, markers that didn't align with known human populations, ancient or modern. The reports were careful. They didn't claim extraterrestrial origin. They noted the data was inconclusive. That hesitation itself became fuel for the speculation. Here's what no one knew yet. The specimen would be tested again and again. Each analysis would yield different results. Some labs confirmed the humanoid features. Others suggested it was a fetus, a human fetus with rare genetic conditions. The more it was studied, the less certain the conclusions became. By 2018, mainstream scientific opinion had shifted. Most researchers believed the skeleton was human, a deformed human fetus, possibly a stillborn infant with a genetic disorder called hypophosphatasia, which causes bone density and growth abnormalities. The explanation was mundane, but it required ignoring what some of the earlier tests had actually found. The problem was the timeline. If this was a burial from 2000 BCE, the Atacama was not inhabited. The region was too hostile. No settlements existed there. No one lived in that desert for millennia after that date. So how did a human fetus end up buried there, alone in a cloth bundle, thousands of years before anyone should have been there? The official explanation didn't address the location. It didn't address why anyone would bury a fetus in the most inhospitable place on Earth. It didn't explain the cloth, the care taken in the burial, the intention that seems evident in the act itself. In 2023, new DNA analysis was conducted. The results suggested the specimen contained both human and non-human genetic material. The lab in charge was careful with its language. Non-human didn't mean alien, it could mean contamination, degradation, misalignment with databases, but again, the gap between what the data showed and what scientists were willing to claim remained vast. The specimen itself has vanished from public view. It's no longer available for independent testing. No one outside a small circle of researchers has direct access. The object that started in a rancher's hands in the Atacama has become, once again, something whispered about rather than studied. What remains are the photographs, the X-rays, the lab reports, some contradicting others, and the original question which no amount of testing has answered: what is it? A deformed human, an ancient burial in an impossible place, genetic anomalies that science still can't explain, or something else entirely? The Atacama keeps its secrets. Subscribe for more unsolved cases where the evidence outlasts the explanations. Subscribe for more unsolved cases where the evidence outlasts the explanations.